Hi, it's Coach Andre Gauguin here with receiver Colton Allen, third-year receiver Colton Allen with the Dalhousie Tigers. We're here to talk a little bit about Dalhousie football. So Colton, why don't you tell me more about your football career?
Sure. So coming out of high school, I played 1 year for the University of Windsor Lancers. Started a few games as a freshman. Then I went to the Windsor AKO Fratman, now known as the St. Clair Saints. Played 2 years with the Saints in the CJFL, the Canadian Junior Football League. Was lucky enough to win a couple of All-Star awards at quarterback, and then play in 2 championship games. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring home the trophy those years. And then 3 years ago, I moved to Halifax into the Schulich School of Law and joined the Dalhousie Tigers football team. And I've been playing here for the last 3 years. Was lucky enough to win a receiver All-Star nod last season, and then 2 rings in my first 2 seasons.
So as a future graduate of the Schulich School of Law, how would you describe your ability to balance football and law school?
Sure, it's a good question. Law school, as you know, demands a decent amount of your time. I like to allocate 40 hours a week, almost like it's a full-time job, including classes and then schoolwork outside of law school. But in the season, it works out quite well, especially with the Atlantic Football League, the AFL, in which Dalhousie plays, specifically because our season ends right before reading week. So every year, championship game is right before reading week, which is a big factor for me. It allows me to condense all my studying in law into my November, end of November and December, and then also really grind during reading week. Unlike U Sports or even other CJFL teams that will go into late November, December, we're done early November, and you have all that extra time to allocate to schoolwork.
Right. And then in terms of a weekly schedule for us, how would that work in terms of what your demands are for football as well as demands for school?
Sure. So U Sports, for example, starts August 1st. August 1st, you're going to have a training camp for 20 days, and it's going to be twice a day, 7 to 7 pretty well. At Dal, it'll start last week of August, like August 25th. You'll have training camp for a week, usually twice a day. I'd say from like 9 to 5 really for a week maybe. When school starts, you'll have film on Monday, Tuesday usually off, Wednesday, Thursday we'll have film from 7 to 9, practice 9 to 11, and then game on Saturday with a light walkthrough practice on Friday. Right. So you have a decent amount of time to do your schoolwork. I was able to do law, like it's certainly feasible to do pretty well every other discipline, I would say.
For sure. So would you recommend playing football during either your professional or graduate level degree at Dalhousie?
Sure, I think if you're still considering it, there's no reason why not. I think the camaraderie is the same as U Sports. You're still going to make 70 friends and 20 coaches worth of connections. It gives you structure in your day, so I know I'm not sleeping in till 11. I'm getting up early, doing my schoolwork, classes, or whatever else, and time managing. And I think that if you played U Sports and if you're looking to do a professional program and that's part of your schedule is sports, right? So if you want to keep doing that, there's no reason why you can't. And the beauty of it is, for eligibility purposes, the AFL is not on par with U Sports, let's say, whereby 5 years of eligibility won't limit you from playing in your years 22, 23, 24, like myself.
So how would you say that football added to your experience at Dalhousie?
So it certainly has brought me more fun, more joy. I think it's kind of unique that you can do a professional program, which are usually more collegial, let's say, and they want to provide for themselves, whether it's MBA or Dal Law or Med. Yeah. So I have spend a decent amount of time with law buddies, but also it's nice where I can connect to a bunch of individuals, my teammates, who enjoy playing football just as much as I do. Right. And if you don't want to give that up while playing, while pursuing a professional program, then yeah, most certainly you can play.
So you've played in the CJFL, you've played in U Sports, and you've played in the AFL. So how would you compare the speed, the competition in the AFL compared to the U Sports or even to CJFL?
Sure. So U Sports, I think the big difference is expectations. I think at U Sport level, like you have guys who are legitimately trying to play in the CFL or use sports to make a profession out of it. And with that, you have more practices, obviously more time commitment, and more guys, and likely a faster pace, no matter what. If it's like first, second string guys. it's going to be the highest competition in Canada, right? And then in the CJFL, I think it's one tiny step down. You'll have players who could play U Sports, just like on our team, for school reasons that don't. And then you also have a lot of guys who are just as good, but they choose to not play U Sports. And then our league, I would say, is comparable to the CJFL with speed and talent, especially at the top level. A lot of guys can go play for teams in the CJFL, like we had last year with Mike Mackenzie, who now plays for the St. Clair Saints. But so, I mean, I guess the top players in both leagues are the same.
So we talked about the talent-wise and the rosters for the football players and stuff. How would you compare the coaching at Dalhousie versus the coaching you've received elsewhere?
Sure, I think it's one of the assets that Dal has. We have the facilities to facilitate meetings almost every day if we needed to. Certainly 3 days a week before practice, and we have ample coaches. I'm talking more than 20 who played U Sports and who know the game well. And who are not just football coaches, but teachers of the game. I'm really proud to be a Dal football player for that reason. I think that our OC and our head coach and our DC are all, very smart, witty football coaches. And as a senior guy, I take a lot of pride in playing and setting up my having an impact on Monday and on Wednesday before the game, in meetings or whatever else, and the coaching at Dal certainly compares to U Sport levels. When I was at U Windsor, we did probably more time in the classroom, but nonetheless, coaches have the same qualifications, played the same AUS or U Sports, whatever it is, played the same level, and at the CJ as well. Like I think on my team in the St. Clair Fratman, we did. We had maybe a higher level CJFL team. I don't think the average CJFL team meets as much as we did, but at Dal we meet more, and we have the facilities to just by virtue of being a university with 20,000 students, 30,000 students. So,
right. So what would you say is unique about Dalhousie football's program?
Yeah, so a couple things come to mind when I talk about what's unique or the draw factors at Dal. Specifically for playing football is the time commitment. So Dal football team requires, let's say, 20 hours a week, which allows me and all of us on a team to be student athletes. We can spend our time in the classroom and working on notes and homework and whatever else, and then still have a dedicated football team, but one that's not taking all of your time. U Sports would be maybe close to double that with workouts in the morning and practices every day of the week. You can put out a good product on Saturday at Dal football and have 3,000 fans of the game and only let's say put 20 hours in. It works out to something that is ideal for a student athlete. Right. Another thing that comes to mind is our physiotherapy team. So we have a dedicated physiotherapist, Lisa Wilson, and her clinic and her physios do a great job on us. And whenever we need to see her almost practically 24/7, we're available to.
All right, so Colton, thanks for taking the time to talk today about Dal football and kind of your experience. Obviously, we are very, very grateful to have you for the last 3 years, been a leader on the field. It's awesome to have guys who are professional degree guys, a fellow Schulich alum at some point here soon. So very proud to have you here. Very happy for all you've done to the team and for the team and contribute to us. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Coach.
What's it like to finally graduate from the Schulich School of Law?
It's 3 years, 3 long years coming.
Yeah, true.